afternoon, Lady Bear fans. We are in Conway, Arkansas for the 6A soccer tournament. It's our Lady Bears and Rogers. It's going to be a hot one. It's on turf, but we're excited to be here. We're in a press box. We've got the air conditioner right here. I'm Buzz Sawyer alongside my broadcast partner, O.S. Adams, and I don't know a lot about soccer. I'm going to learn today. He does. O.S., it's good to have you.
Well, it's good to be here. It's good for the inaugural televised
for Grizzly
soccer
Sports
match
Network.
for Grizzly Sports Network and for the Lady Bears. Well, we're going to see a good match today.
It ought to be a good one. The Lady Bears come in at 15-4-1, and you know the only loss they have was what, the second game of the season?
Second game of the season.
Okay, so they are on a winning streak.
That's right. They're undefeated in conference play. They were the 6A Central Conference champions. They're the number one seed from the Central Conference. Today they play Rogers. Rogers is a decent team. We should win this game today, but that's the reason you put the cleats on and play the game.
That's exactly right. Again, it's going to be hot. That's going to be, I'm sure they'll have to pay attention to that. And you were mentioning to me earlier that in a game like this, when there is this kind of heat, that there will be some time that they'll stop the clock and give them a chance to hydrate and so forth.
20 minutes into the half, they'll stop for 2 or 3 minutes to let them hydrate, let them get cooled off a little bit. You'll probably see a lot of substitutions today to keep these girls a little fresh.
Gotcha.
Because they have to play 80 minutes, and a lot of it's a lot of running. Most running in soccer is a 30, 40-yard sprint, and then it's downtime for a minute or two, and then 30 or 40-yard sprint.
Well, and as you were saying earlier, that it's a collision sport.
It is.
Contact sport.
Yeah,
Football's collision. Yep. Soccer, basketball. It's a contact sport.
It's a contact sport, and you'll see some collisions out here where these girls get knocked to the ground. And you'll see some penalties, penalty kicks, maybe be some cards issued if it's an excessive
foul. And we saw a little bit of that in the previous game.
With the Fayetteville Conway game.
Yeah, and that's what caught my attention is there is a lot of contact. But these girls, they're ready for it. This is what they play for.
That's exactly right, and they're prepared for it. They practice for it, as a matter of fact.
Well, the girls are on the field now. They're getting warmed up. We're getting pretty close to game time. About 6 minutes left on the clock. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Gary Baber and Ryan Taylor. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Conway. We're getting pretty close to game time. Got Ryan Taylor, Gary Baber here, Finley, Brenna. You guys know them pretty well, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Tell me about your kids. I know you're here to watch them, but it's a team effort. But you're going to be focused in. What are you looking at from your girls?
Well, we've got a core of 8 seniors here. These girls have been playing they've been playing travel since they were 8 years old. And we think they've got an unbelievable opportunity this year to make a run. They're very strong. They're ready. And
well, congratulations to them. Conference championship. That's the first one in the history at Northside. So they've set a record. Got a great opportunity to continue on and try to get a state championship here. I know you guys are excited. I do a lot of baseball games too, and my color analyst is Chad Frazier, and his son Max is a coach, and then Jet's a player. So I have compassion for you guys being here as parents. Gary, what do you think? What are you looking for today?
Again, like Ryan said, most of these girls have played together since they were 8 years old, at least our core senior group. So they've got a little experience together.
Right.
We've got a tremendously strong defensive posture in this team with Brenna Taylor and Finley Baber, Roxette Rodas, Lexi Samanavong, and today Ellie Carlisle playing at the back left. So we expect them to hold down the fort. Our attack should flow nicely today.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's a new game for me. I grew up with a football background, and so this is going to be a little bit different, but OS is going to be here to guide us through it. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to watch. I did the Powder Puff football game, and you had Lexi and Brenna played, and then Bree. And the legs, the power that they have kicking. I mean, I was a kicker in high school. I would have sat the bench if they'd been on the team. But it's amazing how talented these girls are.
Yeah, and if you watch and you pay attention to Finley, Brenna, Lexi, even Gracie, and even Brianna Lopez, you watch the physicality that these girls have when they get out there. You're not going to push them around very easily.
Well, I'm excited for it. Need to get a win here to keep going. So, guys, thank you so much. We're going to take another quick break. We'll come back. OS, I have the headset on. We're ready to go.
All right, thank you,
Buzz.
We'll
be back.
Thank you, Buzz.
OS, it's about that time.
It's time, and I'm ready. I'm ready for it to go.
I am too. Head coach Mauricio Maciel.
That's correct.
Assistant coach Drew Lovern. Alan Judkins, he's a volunteer. Mayo Salazar is a volunteer. And you were talking about Alan. He's been doing for what, 20 years?
20 years. He drives over from Sallisaw to help coach the girls for nothing. I mean,
the game.
He just loves the game, and the girls love him.
You're kind of in the same situation, though, aren't you?
Well, I like the game.
You love the game, and you were telling me that, and I'm not going to give the year because you sure don't look your age, that's for sure.
Well, thank
but you kicked a football. I mean, the first time you kicked a soccer ball was quite a few years ago.
Yes, it was 1956.
56. I was going to let you say it. But anyway, it is a wonderful sport, and it's gaining so much popularity, and I think it's probably the most popular sport in the world because there are so many that do play it.
Every country in the world plays it, and it's a fairly inexpensive sport to play. It doesn't take a lot of equipment. The strength of the Northside girls lies in their back line, and their back line starts with their goalie, Gracie Hardbarger. She's a senior this year. She's been playing soccer for 14 years. Then ahead of her on the back line will be, in the middle will be Finley Baber and Roxette Rodas. On the right side will be Lexi Sinmanavong, and then today they're inserting a sophomore, Ellie Carlisle, onto the left side of the defensive backfield. And in the midfield, it looks like we're going to have Jenny Interrega, Brenna Taylor, Caitlin Gutierrez, I guess in the four, and Elena Centeno, and on the right side, on the left side, and on the right side will be her sister Rosa Centeno. And the kickoff, Northside kicked off. They're going to be defending the north goal.
No, this is the Conway football stadium where they're playing this game. We have been here many times doing football games. We're in a familiar place, and thank goodness they let us in.
Rihanna Lopez got the ball. So he flags up. It'll be Rogers' throw in.
And you had mentioned earlier, not a lot of fans from Rogers are here. We're on the visitor side in an air-conditioned press box. It's where, like I said, we broadcast all of our previous games here, and we appreciate Conway athletic director letting us in.
Okay, Ellie Carlisle made the steal. Passed it off to Rihanna Lopez. It's offsides. Offsides in soccer is where a player passes a ball, but the receiver of the ball does not have a defender and the goalie in between them and the goal. So that is probably the rule that's used the most in soccer. Is offside. You'll see the flag will go up.
And the games are 40 minutes and then a 10-minute, or this now it'll be a 15-minute.
15-minute half. Uh-oh. That was dangerous there.
So we have two 40-minute halves and a 15-minute intermission.
Correct. Flags up offsides. Be Lady Bears ball.
And as we mentioned earlier, there will be some timeouts, at the 20-minute mark in order to rehydrate.
Correct.
Try to cool off a little bit.
Yeah, and Finley Baber's going to be kicking the goal ball.
So it is the Lady Bears and Rogers. Rogers beat Mount St. Mary's in the first round to get here to play the Lady Bears, who did draw a bye. They are the #1 seed. So this is actually the quarterfinals. Today's winner will play tomorrow, am I correct?
Correct. A nice switch of the ball. Shot. Collected by Gracie Hardbarger. Gracie's not a typical goalie because she's a little short. Most goalies are tall, but she makes up for it with courage, and
she's a good anticipator.
And she's a good anticipator, pretty moxie about what to do with the ball.
So we have 8 seniors on this team, and from what I understand, they've been playing together for 14 years.
14 years. They started when they were 4 and 5 years old.
And you have one that's pretty special to you too, if I'm
yeah.
I've
got a granddaughter that's been playing with this group for 14 years.
Jaden Adams.
Okay, we have a corner kick. Can't see who's taking the corner for the Lady Bears.
Looks like it'll be Lopez.
I think that was Rosa Centeno. Go, Northside.
So the Lady
on
Bears
a header.
On the board first.
And I can't see the number.
Well, you were right. When they're in a group, trying to get numbers is awful hard.
Rosa Centeno. Number 25.
So Rosa is a 10th grader.
Correct.
First goal of the day.
Okay, that was collected by Gracie.
So, OS, what's the length of the field?
The soccer field is 120 yards by 60. You know, regular football field is 100 by 50. Soccer field is 10 yards wider and 20 yards longer.
So what you're seeing here, the out of bounds, I mean, they go all the way to the track. Is that correct? Or
no,
is
it's that white line that's just this side of the blue.
Okay. So on TV, if you're looking where you see the referee, he is standing right on the out of bounds line.
Yes, that's his job. It's a north side throw.
So that'll be Brenna Taylor. Am I correct? She will be the one throwing.
I can't see who's throwing. I think that is Brenna, yes.
Brenna, from what I understand, has quite a bit of strength, has a big-time throw.
She's got a big throw. She's also very, very fast. She and Finley have played on the back line for years and years and years together, and they have developed a communication with each other that's just kind of, you know, they don't have to talk. They can just.
So they understand each other's body language.
That's correct.
Been together for a long time. So these kids have played together for 14 years, the seniors.
Last year, nice pass. Last year, Gracie in goal was an all-conference goalie, and Finley was an all-conference defender.
Now, for those of you that have tuned in to watch, that have not watched a lot of soccer, you know, one thing I really want you to pay attention to is the physicality of it all. You don't think about that a lot when you turn on a game and watch until you really pay attention to some of the collisions. So they have to be in really, really good shape, not just the endurance-wise, but the physical part of it as far as taking the licks that they take and then get up. And we watched in the previous game, there were a couple of big-time licks, and the girls, thank goodness they're okay, but no pads.
Brianna sends it. There'll be a goal kick.
Now tell us what a goal kick.
Well, it's when the offensive team kicks a ball across the end line. It's a goal kick. If the defensive team does that, then it's a corner kick.
Got you.
The goal kick, back in the goal area, there is a 6-yard box and then a 18-yard box. And they call that the 18. Inside that 18-yard box, the goalie is free to touch the ball with her hands at any time, except if the ball is passed to her off the foot of one of her teammates. Now, if it's passed to her through a header, then she can handle it with her hands. They just can't kick the ball to her with their feet and her handle the ball with her hands. Shot by Lopez, gathered in by the goalie.
We'd like to welcome all of our viewers into the Grizzly Sports Network. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Bears have a 1-0 lead. 29 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first half.
Got our first substitution for Rogers. Number 2's leaving, number 11 coming in, and we don't have rosters. I apologize. Corner kick for Rogers.
You saw the left foot from Bree Lopez earlier. She's got an extremely strong leg. Now, she has a sister, correct, that is right-footed?
No.
That's wrong?
Centeno twins.
Oh, I got you.
One of them's
okay.
right-footed, one of them's left-footed.
Okay.
And they are sophomores.
And Bree is a
senior.
She is a senior.
Yes. Ball's cleared by Northside. That'll be a goal kick. Got some substitutions coming in. Kerry Carter. Number Erica Munoz.
Carter is a freshman.
Yes.
Has extreme speed from what I've been told.
You'll get a chance here pretty quick because they'll be sending the ball that way.
She is number 23.
She has improved her ball skills tremendously. When she first started playing, it was just speed. Now she's got to where she can touch the ball with some finesse.
And just a freshman. You know, we've talked about this in other sports that you see quite a few ninth graders now getting a lot of playing time for basketball, softball, soccer. And you start thinking about, you know, they've still got 3 years left eligibility in high school. It's amazing that kids have improved that much at such a young age.
Well, this is the first year that Fort Smith had ninth graders at the high school level. And because of that, nice pass. There she goes. Oh, she got blocked out. Be Rogers' ball on throw in. Whoa, that was close.
So when the goalie does that, are they taking a little bit of a risk to come out on the ball like
well,
that?
the only risk was this gal coming in on her was pretty fast.
Right.
And if she hadn't gotten there first, it'd have been trouble.
So Gracie, we talked about her anticipation, the field knowledge that she does have.
Right.
So I mean, obviously she used it then knowing that she could get there before. Yeah, you are taking a risk, but I'm sure that she's smart enough to know not to take too much of a risk and leave the goal wide open.
Well, she's a risk taker, and but she's pretty good at recovering from it. Also, Finley Baber's anticipation of the field. If she rarely gets caught out of position.
Yeah, we got to talk to Finley's dad, Gary, before the game started, and he was telling me that, you know, he has a history in soccer too. Won a state championship his junior year, and so it's kind of in the genes.
Yep. Gary, Matt Meeks, myself, a couple other men. When these kids were small, there was a big group of them. Brianna Lopez returning. And Elena Centeno going out.
And we have a continuous clock. We're at 24:07. And we should stop at 20 minutes to let the girls rehydrate. We broadcast the Northside, Southside baseball game in Springdale yesterday, and it was brutal hot. For those of you that watched that game or at least listened to the game, we lost our video because of the heat. So thanks for bearing with us, but today that won't happen.
Leastwise, we hope not anyway.
If it gets that
Hope the
hot
air
in here,
conditioner stays on, that's for sure.
it sure feels really pretty good right now being right behind us.
Ellie sends it to the middle. Cleared out, be a throw in Northside.
So Brenna Taylor's coming out.
Aaron Martinez is replacing her. Aaron is a senior. Been a midfielder all of her life.
How often do they make substitutions, and what's the strategy behind it?
Well, in weather like this is just to have
Fresh players.
fresh players.
Yeah.
It'll be a corner kick. Lady Bears. And it looks like Jenny Interrega is going to take it. Header. Cleared out. Goal kick.
What's the state of soccer in our area right now?
It's very, very good. I would like to see our club get going again. It's kind of fallen off over the years. The Northwest Arkansas players all play club. There's several up there, and in the off season they're playing soccer pretty well year round.
Yeah.
And that's something because that in later years, if we don't have a club program, then we could lose players. Now, there is a Hispanic League in Fort Smith. That's a big deal. You know, I would like to see in Fort Smith some of these big corporations
get behind it a little bit.
Get behind it a little bit so they can make it affordable for some of these kids. Even if they don't travel, I mean, what's expensive about it is the travel.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Tulsa for a weekend, you've got a hotel over there, you go to Little Rock, you go to Oklahoma City or Kansas City, wherever they've been playing. We've played in all those places. Dallas. It's expensive to get a hotel room and the meals and everything, and not a lot of people can afford that. And so if they have some kind of a sponsorship where we can get them in, it's they're taking their water break right now. If they have sponsorships, help them with their uniforms, their cleats, their shoes, and coaching. There are a lot of people in Fort Smith who are good soccer people, and they can coach these youngsters. I mean, starting out, how do you kick the ball? Inside foot, outside foot with the laces. How do you receive a ball? How do you receive a high ball? All those things are things they need to learn. And if, for instance, you can watch a player, if they receive a ball that's kicked real high and it comes down and it settles within 2 or 3 feet of their feet, then they've done a good job of receiving that ball. And that's something that they need to be taught how to do that.
Yeah.
Same thing with receiving passes, learning how to pass to the open spaces, learning where you should be when you're on the attack, where you should be on defense.
And I think what a lot of people don't know is there's actual formations in soccer. I mean, there are plays.
There are plays in soccer. You may not notice that they're plays, but the players know they are.
Right.
And it's like a person dribbling the ball off. It kicks it to the outside. Well, that outside person receives the ball. Their job is to get it back across in front of the goal so their team has a chance to kick it into the goal, head it into the goal, or however they can do it. So that's something that I'm afraid in Fort Smith we're losing. We're losing.
Are you talking about the instruction part?
Yeah, the instruction by not having a really active club.
Yeah.
And to have an active club, you're going to have a lot of volunteers willing to do their time. And if you can, get a good director of coaches in that can set the schedule and set the training so that they're getting consistent training, getting good training as to what they need to do.
Well, when you go out to Ben Guerin on a Saturday morning and all those fields are full, that's encouraging.
That's part of the club, but I haven't noticed that here lately has been as full as it used to be. Years ago, you couldn't hardly get a parking place anywhere near out there.
Well, I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, Ava, that is playing. This is her first year, and she just turned 7, but she made her first goal week before last, and we were so excited. And I think she got excited because we were excited. But just to see the kids out there doing what they were doing, and I think the impressive thing to me is the point that you're making is about the instruction, because these guys that are doing it are really dedicated to what they're doing, and they're trying to help these kids. And, I mean, they're not getting paid for this. I mean, they're out there and
they're volunteers.
Their time, yeah.
You know, there's a reason that around the world this sport is called the beautiful game. And it is, if you watch it, players of any level play, it has a beauty about it that is really, really interesting. These seniors on this team, I can remember when they first started playing, they ran around the field like they were joined at the hip.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And we would cheer if their foot made contact with the ball, you know? and then the improvement started where they made contact with the ball and it actually went the direction they wanted it to go.
Right.
And as time went on, those skills improved, and they started spreading the field. They started to understand the defensive schemes, and you know, it just you got to get games going.
We are back to action now. Lady Bears up 1-0. 20 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half.
Northside throw.
If you're just joining us, O.S. Adams has us covered. Appreciate him. I know he kind of did this on a last-minute deal.
Corey Carter with the ball. Uh-oh. Oh, just missed it.
A missed opportunity.
Nice cross.
There. Yeah.
Ball was headed away. Shot. Be a goal kick.
So, OS, you were telling me before the game that a team that you watched that really wasn't very good offensively, the only chance they really had was to be a defensive team, and they committed all 11 players defensively. Do you see that very often?
No, not very often. The problem with that particular team was that the team they were playing was very, very good, and they wanted to keep the score as low as they could keep it. And so they just the coach put them back in defensive mode and clear the ball, and keep it away from the. I think they finally lost 2 or 3 to nothing, but
It
it's
wasn't
still
a blowout.
Wasn't a blowout.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Well, I saw something similar to that in basketball a few years back when Little Rock Central beat a very good Northside team, boys team, by just slowing. There was no shot clock, and they just slowed it way, way down and took Northside completely out of their game, and that was the only chance that they had to beat our Grizzlies, and they did, but it was simply because they just had no offense at all.
Rosa Centeno is now in for the Lady Bears. She'll be playing the right wing. The Lady Bear throw. Ellie Carlisle taking the throw. Kate Gutierrez.
Great save.
There's a shot and a save by Gracie.
Gracie, what a great job.
Now, what happened there was the defender got a little bit too far upfield and didn't retreat in time so that they could keep the advantage. Be a Rogers throw. Substitutions coming in. Brenna Taylor. And number 7, Jenny Entrega is in for Lady Bears. was a goal kick.
We have 15 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half. Lady Bears up 1-0. A great save by Gracie earlier.
Oh, she's off. Flag's up.
So that will be an offsides.
That will be an offside.
Good job, Grace.
Now that time they caught the Lady Bear defense too far to one side of the field. And Rogers had a girl laying out over here, and they just crossed it to her and had the opening. If she'd been on sides, that'd have been trouble. Be a Rogers throw. Rogers moving the ball down the field with throws. Oh, yeah. Okay, that'll be a kick. That'll be a free kick.
Yeah, that's a pretty good collision there. And one thing that you don't, it's hard to tell on TV is the velocity of this ball. I was in the indoor facility at Northside watching the girls practice a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing how hard they kick the ball.
Brianna Lopez on the kick went wide. Be a goal kick. Elena Centeno in for the Lady Bears. Be a Lady Bear throw in. Shot.
Well, Lopez does have a strong left foot.
Yeah, but that was a little far out.
Yeah.
That was 35 yards out. That's quite a ways to kick a ball with enough pace on it to make it into the goal. Lexi Simanvon getting that ball kicked outside, out of bounds. Oh, she's off. She was offsides.
So that's the most common call in soccer is going to be the offsides.
Offsides or a throw. Cleared out. Can't see who that's fixing to come in. Those ponytails getting away those numbers.
And, you know, you said that earlier, and when they got the new uniforms, you wanted big numbers front, back, and then on their shorts, but they're rolling their shorts up now.
Yeah, they're rolling shorts up so you can't see the numbers.
And their ponytails hide it in the back. But, you know, once you've watched these girls enough times, you start getting to know them just by their mannerisms.
By the way they run and, you know, the way they carry themselves, how they play. Got a substitution for Rogers. You know, I'm not sure, but, you know, the soccer coaches at Northside, both boys and girls, have got over 60 kids. That's a lot of kids to be coaching.
Number.
That's a big number. That's a big number.
That's also a good sign, you know, that you have that many that are that interested in the game.
Lady Bear throw.
This is the quarterfinals.
Ellie Carlisle will take the throw.
Lady Bears had a bye. Rogers beat Mount St. Mary's to get to this point. Did our girls come down last night, or did they?
They came down last night, spent the night in the hotel here. I guess it was here. And I hope they got a lot of rest.
Yeah, if you didn't not play until 2 o'clock. Hopefully they did, but they look good. And you're right, it's a very athletic team.
Okay, the referee saw something that was not right, so they're giving the Lady Bears a kick. It'll be Finley Baber taking the kick. Finley is going to continue her soccer. Oh, nice shot.
Here in Conway.
Here in Conway at Hendricks. So she gets out of high school. She'll be going to Hendricks playing soccer. And that'll be the second girl from Fort Smith playing for Hendricks.
Well, just getting into Hendricks.
Caitlin Gilkey.
Yeah. We also have a football player, Slate Stanton, who was a place kicker, soccer-style place kicker for the Bears, is here at Hendricks. Still playing football. Not only do you have to be a good athlete if you want to go there, but you also have to be pretty smart.
Oh, nice cross. Header. Go!
Beautiful play.
A great cross and a nice header. Rosa Centeno, her second goal.
Similar to the first one, was it not?
That's correct. It was a header. The assist by Brianna Lopez.
This is the first time that the Grizzly Sports Network has televised a soccer game, so we're just getting used to the camera work and making sure that we can get what we need. I'm not 100% sure that we were able to get the first goal clear, but I'm pretty sure that we were able to get that one. So bear with us, and we're just going to continue to get better. It's 2-0.
Well, and hopefully next year during the soccer season we can show two or three matches during the year. Especially since we'll be playing up in Northwest Arkansas instead of coming down to Central Arkansas.
That makes it a lot easier.
Okay, we need to fill in back here. It'll be a throw for the Lady Bears. Most soccer days in high school start with a JV game around 4 o'clock, and then whatever JV plays, the varsity, whether it be boys or another goal.
That's another goal. Yes.
I don't know who it was.
Are they giving it to us?
Apparently not.
I have not put it on the scoreboard.
No, apparently not. It was not a goal. It's going to be a corner. Rosa Centeno will take the corner. Oh, wait a minute. That's Elena. Corner kick's also called a set piece. Shot. Be another corner.
It was a good job by their goalie to save that one.
So our production guy's having a little trouble with the sun coming in on his computer here.
That's what we dealt with yesterday. So as this sun starts to go down, we face west. It'll make it a little bit tough.
It'll be a goal kick.
About 4 minutes and 9 seconds left now in the first half. Lady Bears up 2-0. We thought it was going to be 3, but that one was waved off.
Got a post in the way here. You got to move from one side to the other to see the field. Now she's going to cross it. There it goes. Oh! Just missed it. Set up, come in just right, and she just missed it. Shot. Nope.
And watching the development of the play is really interesting to see how it sets up, and you're being elevated like we are, being able to watch it from a good angle. Shows you the ability of the girls to kick it, to make the correct passes.
Well, there's a couple of ways to attack a goal. Years ago, the Germans perfected down the middle attack. Most teams advance the ball down the middle, kick it to the outside, let somebody cross it into a group of players, which is setting up right now. Elena just took a big shot. Okay, it's going to be a Lady Bear throw. Looks like Erica Munoz in for Lady Bears.
So we're going to lose our video here in just 1 second. We're going to have to switch to audio only, but the timing will probably be pretty good because we only have about 40 seconds left in this first half. So we are getting a lot of heat in the press box, which is something that we've never experienced until yesterday, but like it's going to happen to us again today for a short period of time anyway. And we will have a 15-minute intermission. So we'll try to make some adjustments and see how we can get this cooled off a little bit.
All right, that's a half.
That'll win the first half. Lady Bears up 2-0. Stay with us. We'll be back here shortly. Check, check, check. Everybody hear me? Welcome back to Conway. It is hot, but we have survived. Dylan Abbott did his thing, and he is definitely worth the money. Contract time for him is probably going to get renewed to his satisfaction. So anyway, we appreciate him for everything he's done. In that short intermission that we have, we've got about 4 minutes left, but we had to completely switch where the brains were to a cooler place in the press box, but I think we got it worked out. Anyway, Gary Baber's here in the press box with us along with OS. Gary, what have you seen so far?
First half was very tough. Both teams were definitely here to win.
Yeah.
Northside's defense has been holding up well. Our offense has been connecting extraordinarily well in front of the box. They've scored on a couple of nice headers.
Yeah.
As you saw, the crosses coming in for the
Let's do the same thing. You feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's really hot out there. You can see both teams are struggling with the heat.
Yeah.
If they'll come out and play with the same intensity, connect a little bit more, and Northside bring a little more pressure to it.
Yeah.
They should power through to a successful finish. We need Bree to connect on some of these beautiful shots she's hitting. I expect to see a couple out of her this half. She's getting dialed in.
OS, boys won, didn't they?
Boys won 3-2. They play tomorrow at 10 o'clock against Heritage.
Awesome.
So it looks to me like they've got a real good chance of making it to the finals.
Yeah. You know, we've had it in basketball where we had co-state champs and the girls and the boys. You know, you don't want to think ahead. You want to go one game at a time. But how nice would that be to have co-state champs in soccer?
It'd be a dream come true, to tell
awesome.
you the truth, for Northside soccer. And I will say this, if they get by today, the team that they will probably play tomorrow is Bentonville West, which was the team that knocked them out last year, up at Bentonville West. And so it would be nice to win that one tomorrow and then take on Bentonville, which is a very, very powerful, powerful team. They run a technical, like I was talking to you about. They are very technical. They do a great job of keeping the field spread. They do a great job of switching the field. They've got good ball handlers. They've got two girls in the middle that's got a lot of speed. Gary's seen them play, and they will present a problem. But it's like I told you earlier. We are loaded with athletes.
Yeah.
Our girls are athletes, and they can do it if they get together and get a couple of lucky breaks. I think they've got a shot at being in the finals.
Would be nice. Again, you do want to take it one game at a time, but being a novice at the game, and I appreciate you guys guiding me through, and I'm learning as we go. This is fun, and obviously it's a huge, huge, huge sport, and I'd love to see it grow more in Fort Smith. Get some things done, like you said, get some corporate folks behind it, and watch this game grow. But if you get a chance to come out and watch the girls or the boys play, please do it. If we win today, we'll play again tomorrow. The boys will also. Now, they are in Cabot. Is that right?
They're playing in Cabot. That is correct.
The girls will be here.
The finals will be next week at Benton.
Benton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess they'll start out the 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. That's the way they'll play them. Two of them on one day and two of them on the next. And it's going to be interesting because if Northside makes it, the schedule for the girls' final is on the 19th, which is graduation day at Northside High School. So maybe the Arkansas Athletic Association will do a little jockeying the games around.
Yeah.
There's no 1A or 2A soccer in Arkansas. So the lowest is the 3As.
We're about ready for the second half. Another 40 minutes as the Lady Bears get ready to take the field. Again, we appreciate Dylan being able to get us back on. I think the timing was actually good as we started to fade out. wind's really starting to pick up here at Wampus Cat Stadium. So
we're going to be with the wind. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they'll appreciate that little breeze as well.
Oh, for sure. But I think that the timing was good as far as the heat went. We started going down right towards the end of the first half, so that intermission gave us an opportunity to try to get everything cooled off and get Dylan in a different place right next to the air conditioner. It's got 3 different sections here in the press box. The center one's the only one that has the air.
Buzz, as a parent and a spectator, I'd like to thank all these girls for a spectacular season. They have really entertained us in a huge way.
It has been fun, and I know that the icing on the cake would be to win the whole thing, and how sweet would that be?
Indeed.
You have a state championship. You know what the feeling's like. A lot of us have not experienced that, so it is a rare thing that you can put together that kind of team.
Very exciting. We had a lot of great athletes and great coaches that helped us get there. It's been many decades ago.
Could be a Lady Bear throw. Okay, Lexi Simanavong cleared it.
Our keeper, Gracie Harburger, with another pickup.
Your Rogers throw.
Buzz, Finley Baber's grandmother is watching back in Fort Smith and is loving the broadcast.
Awesome.
Good deal.
She hated not being
Oh, nice shot.
Oh.
Whoa.
Bree Lopez with another beautiful shot.
That wind is going to help in our favor the second half. That's a good thing. It means some of these outside, these long shots, these 25 and 30-yard shots might have a chance of going in.
So do your eyes get bigger, obviously, when the wind's behind you? Some of these girls with a lot of power, when you got the wind behind you, you start thinking, hey, if I'm 25, 30, 35 yards out, I'd
A
go
lot
ahead
of
and
times
take
when
it.
you're that far out, the goalie will be a little bit too far out of the goal.
Yeah.
And you can drop one in on her. It's like Elizabeth Williams has come in to be in a forward position this second half.
Oh, yes.
Oh, a little too far.
Bumped off by the defender. It was a good attack.
Yeah, we were talking about Finley earlier. She's going to go to school here in Conway.
Yeah, she's going to be
Hendricks.
coming back to Conway to play for the coach at Hendricks. They've got a great program. And her teammate, Lexi Simanavong, is also going to be coming to Conway for Central Baptist.
Oh, nice switch. Oh, just not quite far enough.
She's off.
Be a goal kick for the Lady Bears.
So with O.S. Adams has a headset on, Gary Baber has a headset on, and they're watching the game. as a spectator, but also as a parent and a grandparent. So I know that it's kind of a dual reaction. So I know that you guys are definitely tuned in.
We've watched these girls a long time, hadn't we, Gary?
They were tiny tots.
Yes. I was telling Buzz that they've played in all kinds of weather too. I can remember, what was it, about 5 years ago out at the Fort Smith Soccer Complex in the dog days. It was about 105 degrees. They didn't have the 20-minute
Water
break,
breaks,
but now they weren't playing 40-minute halves either.
Right.
They were only playing 30, but.
I think it was earlier that year in the early spring. They were up in Northwest Arkansas, and they had to sweep the snow and ice off the lines to be able to see the edges of the field before the match. So
I think that's where I draw the line for me.
All the conditions.
Well, the Lady Bears up 2-0. We are in the second half. We appreciate you for joining the Grizzly Sports Network, and we hope you are enjoying the broadcast. It is our inaugural soccer broadcast. But you got some pros with headsets on that can guide you through this and answer any questions that may come up.
Again, staging to be a good attack here.
Oh, nice move.
The shot. Yes. Yeah. There it is.
I believe that's Elena.
It was Elena
Centeno on the goal.
It all started.
So we've had the Centeno families counted for 3 goals today.
That's right. That all started back here with a solid throw in by Lexi Samanavon going to Brenna Taylor, who played it across to Alana on the outside. She beat the girl and got a beautiful shot away.
So when do dads and granddads start feeling pretty good about the game? Is it 3-0?
When it's over.
When it's
against our defense, you need to start feeling pretty comfortable. But I tell you what, you just never know, because sometimes these things can happen in bunches.
They say in soccer the most dangerous time is immediately after a goal. Is it
a letdown?
It goes both ways. One team will usually, in many cases, will score within a minute after following a goal. It just creates some space there mentally.
So we talked about the girls stay. Did they stay here in Conway last night?
Yeah, they came up. They came up early and had a relaxing evening.
Good.
And spent the night.
I reckon they got to sleep early last night. 4 of them in a room. So
from reports, that didn't happen.
Oh.
And didn't expect it to.
It's a nice slide tackle by Roxette Rodas.
Be a throw deep down their own area here. So who's going to take the throw?
So when you look at the flags, the wind is really coming across the field.
Ellie Carlisle on the throw.
It picked up a little bit. A few minutes ago, it looked like it was going to be behind us, but it's actually going left to right. Coming out of the west.
Rose is back into the game. Trying to cool equipment down up here. The sun coming in.
Nice, Finn. Pretty intense on the field. Baber just made a nice slide tackle and took that ball. And Grizzly girls are on the attack.
Says an offsides. Oh. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, they called it a foul. No, it was offsides. Yeah. Shot went high and right. Be Gracie Hardbarger on a goal kick. Time on our side, so she needs to take her time. Shot.
Handled easily by Gracie Harbarger.
Okay, they're giving them a water break.
Guys, let's take one with them. We'll check our equipment. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Stay with us. All right, our water break and our equipment break is over. We're back to action now. Lady Bears up 3-0. 29 minutes left for the Lady
They must
Bears
be going to do
get
another
this one.
break. They did 2 second-half water breaks in the previous game.
Lady Bears are moving left to right or south to north. And what little wind we have now is coming out of the west. A little bit, really doesn't favor anybody.
Oh, beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Ball. What
We're
a
in
great
we're in
through ball.
position.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, and a near miss
just missed it.
by Lena Centano. Or is that Rosa?
No, that's Rosa.
Rosa Centano. Great through
So
ball.
the Centano family has really been the offensive
Yeah.
weapon.
Yep. One of the twins is left-footed and the other one is right-footed. So it just makes a good wing situation. Good job, Jenny. Cross. Oh, just missed a header. Rihanna Lopez passed the ball off to Rosa. Tried to feed it in.
Ooh, big collision there.
Well played by Lexi Smith.
They should play on.
No foul. That was very clean defensive tackle. Smart.
Finley Baber worked that ball where we get a throw. Ellie Carlisle has done a good job today on that left defensive back. Oh, close. Got a sub coming in for Rogers.
I hate that we don't have a roster for Rogers. But, you know, I don't think they knew that we were broadcasting. So usually they'll get us one in the press box, opposing coaches. But I don't think anybody here at Conway even knew that we were coming.
Okay, Lisette Viejo in, another 10th grader. She has been out injured most of the year. I think this is her third game that she's played. She's got skills. Offsides.
As you were talking about earlier, how strong these girls' legs are. As you can see, this field is 120 by 60
Yeah.
yards, and they get a lot of endurance training.
Yeah, it's a big field, and you talk about conditioned athletes. They have to be ranked right up there in the top when it comes to sports as far as you not only being physically fit like that, but you better be mentally fit too to be able to play that long on that big of a field.
Kind of surprised you didn't get a whistle on that.
Yeah, Rogers throw in.
On that power quotient, Finley has had 3 goals this year, and they've all been from about 40 to 45 yards.
Right.
So we've got a few girls that can consistently put the ball in the net from that space.
Well, I was telling OS that I was in the indoor facility a couple weeks ago, and the girls were practicing, and every time you'd hear one, maybe it was a little bit high, hit the wall, and the velocity that it hit the wall with was amazing. I can't imagine getting in the way of them.
Yeah, one day they were having shooting drills, and I was standing behind the goal, and the ball came right over and hit me right in the chest.
Oh.
Knocked me down.
Yeah, you need some body armor. About 22 minutes now left in the game. And Lady Bears
3-0, Lady Bears.
3-0, and Lady Bears have definitely been dominant in this game. Tremendous defense. A lot of.
Well, that's the cornerstone of this team, is that back line. Most games there's 4 seniors back there with one, let's see, Roxette is a 10th grader, so. Be a goal kick for Rogers.
Now, did you say they'd take another water break?
Well, they did in the
that-
last game with about 12 minutes left. They gave them another water break. Be a Northside throw. Lexi Simanavong to execute that. Be a Lady Bear throw. Corner kick. We've got a set piece coming up here. We've scored a couple goals off of them here, so let's see what we can get going. Gary, when does Finley have to report, you know?
She's going to head back here to Conway to Hendricks. It looks like mid-August, actually.
They don't have a fall season, do they?
They do. Their season is a fall season.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
She'll be joining her former teammate Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah,
senior at Hendricks this year.
Okay, get around her. All right. Oh. Okay, be another Northside throw. It looks to me like these girls are starting to wear out just a little bit.
Well, our broadcasters are still going strong, though. At least two of us are. That'd be you and Gary. Sure appreciate y'all doing what you're doing. I know you'd be here anyway, but to be able to come up here in the press box and give us some good commentary, it has definitely
got a corner.
Helped.
Jenny Interrea is going to take the kick.
Puts it across. Looks like deflected out. Taylor takes a long pass.
Oh, hit her
by Rosa Santano. Deflected by the keeper, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah.
Oh, no, looks like
Another
they're in for
corner.
another corner kick.
Yeah. That hitter was close.
Right, I agree.
That's a handball.
Bree on the attack, and the shot is deflected by the keeper, and comes down
Goes
and
in.
Goes in.
drops in the goal.
Goal.
Beautiful left-footed shot from about
Bree
25.
Lopez.
Bree is going to be playing in Richland, Mississippi. Richland College. I'm sorry, Holmes College in Richland, Mississippi.
I watched Bree in that Powder Puff football game, and she has got a real strong leg. And then I found out afterwards that she actually was the place kicker at Chaffin.
At Chaffin in her 7th, and I think 8th grade she was the place kicker on the
Yeah.
football team. Did a fantastic job for her. Super athlete, one of the hardest working girls on the team by far.
All right, guys, we got that warm and fuzzy yet?
Starting to
pretty
get
good.
there.
4-0.
Well, there's
With
still
16 minutes left. Still a lot of time.
a lot of time.
Yeah, we can take a little bit of a relaxing breath at this point.
Yeah,
but
especially with our back line.
they have been a tremendous defense all these years at Northside. They've had, in fact,
Well, even when they're playing club, they were tough to score on.
they had only one preseason loss and no losses during the rest of the season. Allowed very few goals.
Well, and that loss was against Harbor, the second game.
Yeah.
And
Season conference.
that
matchup.
was the goal I was telling you about, Buzz, where the girl had the breakaway and Gracie came out and blocked it.
Right.
It blocked it right back to
Back
the girl,
in.
and she was able to chip it back into the goal.
Gracie has done a great job today.
all season.
Yeah.
She's been spectacular.
Yeah, her anticipation and risk factor is real impressive. Knowing really just how much to bite off.
Picked up by Gracie. She's taking her time coming up to the line. Okay, we got girls in position.
Is there a clock management in a situation like this where you have a 4-0 lead and you have, 14 minutes and 22 seconds left? Is there times that you slow everything down?
Yeah, I mean, they take their time on the throws. The goalkeeper takes her time coming in and making the kicks.
So it is a conscious effort to just wipe as much time as you can off.
Yeah, it's chew up clock. Oh, nice move. Finley's going over. She'll take care of that.
Oh, how was that a foul? Sorry.
Yeah, he called it a foul. They'll get a free kick.
That was a beautifully played defensive stop.
Well, he didn't card her. She didn't card her, so. Do what? Okay, we got subs coming in. Yeah, it's a water break. Giving them 2 water breaks in the second half is probably a good idea.
Well, Grizzly Sports Network will take a water break too. Stay with us. We'll be right back. 4-0, 12 minutes and 57 seconds left, and the Lady Bears will go to the next round to play Bentonville West. Is that correct?
If they win this next game, which I'm
right,
pretty
that's
sure
right.
they will. They're the number 2 seed out of the West Conference, so they're a pretty good. They're a pretty good soccer team. Both those Bentonville teams are pretty good, and I'm sure all the girls on both those teams play a lot of club ball. So,
well, hopefully there's a possibility at the end of this game we might be able to get 2 or 3 of the seniors in, get an interview with them. Be fun to talk to them, especially about the season and what it's meant to them to get a conference championship. And don't want to get them thinking too far ahead as far as the state championship goes. And, it's always one game at a time, and coaches hate for broadcasters to think so big that it gets their mind off of it.
now take it.
I'm impressed with the size of this roster. You're when you start looking at football rosters, you get used to the amount that's on there. In basketball, sometimes it gets a little thin.
Yeah.
You have 12.
Well, they'll
15
have
kids.
19 returners next year.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. And of those 19, several of them are quality players, so they should be strong again next year. I think she was off, wasn't she, Gary? I've watched a lot of the Grizzly Network games this year on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people may not realize is that the Grizzly Network is actually Buzz Sawyer. And
Well,
I know he didn't want me to say this, but
No.
folks, this man is a true fan of Little Rock. Northside soccer. We got danger. He has funded this thing pretty much by himself, so I think that maybe we need to think about trying to figure out a way to get some revenue going his way, because this is certainly a great thing.
Well, it's all out of love for the school, and there's been so many people that have chipped in to make this thing work, and we just kind of got caught blindsided a little bit when one of our partners that were helping us with the broadcast kind of bailed out right before conference started in basketball, but we were able to kind of get some equipment together and do some good things as far as getting some of these games broadcasted. So we love doing it, and it's definitely a love for Northside.
Well, it's been kind of fun.
Oh, I've loved it. And we appreciate you
And the
watching.
more we do it, the better we're going to be at it, and that's
exactly right.
Oh, didn't get much on it. Got a sub coming in for Rogers.
Well, we have a 4-goal lead with under 10 minutes now left in the game, and you can see, which I think is, well, both teams are warming up on the northwest side of this field, and it's one thing to play at 2 o'clock, but starting to play at 5, that is going to be tough.
It's going to be a little on the warm side. And I'm sure the temperature down on that field is.
Yeah, that turf radiates the heat.
Be a throw for the Lady Bears.
Our goal is to try to get where we can broadcast soccer, broadcast baseball and softball, and do them all at the same time. The problem is you have those 3 games are taking place at the same time in 3 different places. So you basically have to have 3 sets of broadcast equipment and broadcasters to do it. But hopefully we can make that work. That is our goal. Is keep increasing our equipment. Try to technology changes so fast. It's hard to keep up with it. Every time we think we've got something new, then it becomes old really fast, and there's something better out there. So we're always trying to figure out how to make the broadcast as good as it can be, and it is definitely fun. What we like hearing is that some of the parents and grandparents and in-laws and people that live thousands of miles away can still see these games. I wish they'd have had the technology back when we were young.
Yeah.
I watched a game film when I was a senior at Northside against Southside, and you talk about grainy, trying to figure out what was what.
Nice clear. Oh, Bree made a nice reception there.
Six minutes and 30 seconds left. Lady Bears have been in control from the very beginning.
They run the challenge. Ball's played well across. Gracie Arbor with another spectacular save.
Nice job by Gracie.
Yes, nice save. So I think we've got can't see who the 2 coming in. I think one of them's Jaden Adams. Can't see the number of the other one. Nice stop, nice stop, nice stop. Okay, looks like we're going to get a free kick. Rosa Centano is going to take the kick. About 25 yards.
Known to be dangerous from here.
Yes, she can be. Can't see who all's coming in. Jaden Adams is one of them. Erica Munoz and Caitlin Gutierrez.
It's like they're giving a few girls a break. Finley Baber's going to come off the field, which is a pretty rare occurrence.
Who's coming off?
Finley Baber.
Finley's coming off.
Pretty much 80 minutes per match.
Under 3 minutes now.
We've got two girls in the zone there. Need to center it up.
Okay, well, but are you going back to the Nationals game?
Kari Carter's coming in.
Well, you could take Grace home and then Grace would take him later. Or I don't know. What were you wanting to take Grace to the game? Is that? That's the only. Yeah, she should have. And like I completely forgot because they.
Yeah, it's just take your time, take your time, take your time.
Guys, we're under 2 minutes now. Lady Bears will win this one and go to the next round. And that will take place tomorrow, which will be the semifinals. Then the finals will be the 19th, which is
It's
the day of the
scheduled
graduation.
now for the 19th, which is graduation day. But you know, in years past, the Arkansas Athletic Association has made some changes, and you know, they can move it back a day.
Right.
You know, switch somebody out. So
And that will be in Benton.
in Benton,
Again, the
Yeah.
Lady Bears with
2 days, the 19th and the 20th.
first ever conference championship. Have 8 seniors on the team.
And this is the first time that I believe, I know in the last 4 years, that the Lady Bears have advanced this far.
Right.
I mean, last year they got knocked out in this round, and so they'll be playing in the semifinals tomorrow.
35 seconds left.
We're down to the short rows now.
I'm sure these girls will be glad to get this one behind us, get somewhere where they can cool off and get rehydrated and get ready for tomorrow.
I just wonder if that hotel has a swimming pool, you reckon? I
It-
know Jaden packs swimsuit, so I'm assuming it does.
Whoever made the reservation should have made sure that it has a swimming pool.
That's for sure.
All right, it's countdown time. 5 seconds left. And this will be over. That's it. The Lady Bears win it 4-0. They'll advance to the next round. Great exhibition of offense and defense. Guys, I've learned a lot and I appreciate the help. Ryan Taylor, who was up here in pregame, his wife Leah, who gave me a lot of information leading up to this, and O.S. Adams did a great job. Gary Baber, and obviously you guys know so much about it. You've forgotten more than I know about it, and coming up here and sharing your knowledge is awesome. I know our listeners and our viewers got a lot more out of it because of you guys. We appreciate you. We're going to take a break and come back with hopefully some interviews with some of our seniors. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Conway. This is Wampus Cat Stadium here at Conway High School. Lady Bears win the second round because it was their bye, 4-0. Great exhibition of offense, great exhibition of defense. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to O.S. Adams, who's the leader in the press box here. As far as the broadcast goes, he was able to take us through us, make the whole thing make sense. This is our first broadcast of a soccer game, and we had a blast doing it. We appreciate all of our listeners, all of our viewers, everybody that chipped in to help. Leah Taylor, Ryan Taylor, Gary Baber came up and spent a lot of the second half with us. Ryan was here in pregame. Dylan Abbott, who worked some magic again at when we were on a break trying to get the cameras and everything linked up because there was so much heat again in the press box. We actually dealt with the same thing yesterday at a baseball game for the Grizzlies in Springdale, but we were outside. We're inside today with air conditioning, but the heat is still pretty intense, so my hat's off to him as usual. Brandon Luckenbaugh, who actually had an easier job today being inside instead of perched in the back of a truck in 100-degree heat, so thank you to him for what he does and making the trip. Again, the Lady Bears win this one 4-0. They will play tomorrow in the semifinals. If they win then, they're going to be in the finals, which is really scheduled now for the 19th, which is the day of the graduation for Northside. So hopefully they can get that changed. But first things first, we got to win the next one in the semifinals. But our hats off to them. Congratulations to the Lady Bears. We wish you the best of luck. Everybody stay safe, stay prosperous. Until we meet again, go Bears.